Welcome back to McBain's The Legends of the Game podcast. This is episode 4. If you haven't seen the other episodes, go check them out. I'm Grayson Guernsey. I'm joined here by Thomas Mahomey or Thomas Maloney.
And today we are going to talk about the best McBain football team in recent time, the 2020 football team, the Rona Ramblers.
In 2020, the McBain Ramblers had gone undefeated in the regular season. However, due to complications, certain games were skipped.
Yeah, that's right. McBain didn't verse Kingsley, Roscommon, and Houghton Lake. I believe McBain would have won against the Bucks and the Bobcats, but I'm not sure about the Stags.
COVID-19 really messed up a lot of sports. It made the 2019 basketball team have to cut their season short. There was no track team in 2019 because of COVID, and also caused teams to wear mask visors in their helmets.
Good point. Wearing those definitely caused my vision to be worse. They would become all fogged up and I couldn't see as good. But back to our main points.
After 3 weeks off, the Ramblers went to the Misaki Cup championship game against Lake City for their first game. They put their shifter into fifth gear and came out with a trophy and a great win.
Yes, I remember the game not even being close. My voice was gone due to the screaming of joy for our team. Moving forward, though, in Week 5, the Rona Ramblers went out and lost.
Kidding, they demolished Everett Wildcats 52-16, and did the same thing the following week against the Pine River Bucks. It was 48-20.
Two big wins for the Ramblers kept their spirits up, and then they went into Manton. There, they also crushed the Rangers 40-0.
The past 4 weeks for the Ramblers have been a breeze, obvious reasons. They've blown out every team they played. For the Ramblers, however, in Week 8, they would have a tough competition against the Beale City Aggies.
This definitely would be the toughest game of the season for the Rona Ramblers so far. Beale City and McBain are one of the biggest rivalries in the Highland Conference. However, McBain would show up and win against Beale City 23-19.
In Week 9, the McBain Ramblers were going down to Manistee. Wait, their game got canceled. Never mind. On to the playoffs now. And then the Rona Ramblers finished the season undefeated and are, I would like to say the Highland Conference champs, but yeah.
But they're not. This is the Rona Ramblers, if you forgot. Since there were games canceled, the Ramblers didn't win the Highland Conference championship, and no one did. If they had played all their games like Kingsley, Houghton Lake, and Roscommon, they probably would have got it, just due to the facts that they didn't verse two Highland Conference teams, the ones being Roscommon and Houghton Lake. But much like the rest of the season, the title was forfeited to nobody.
That meant it's now playoff week, and the Rona Ramblers were going to be going against winless Farewell Eagles, because in 2020, they just let basically every team in the playoffs, you could literally have not won a single game, and you could have gone to playoffs. They did that because of no one really got a chance to play a full season, so everybody had a chance to be in the playoffs. A lot of the games are just like 53-0. All of them were just blowouts. A majority of them were. But yeah, and Farwell canceled their game. All right, that means they're going to be going against the Everett Wildcats. If you don't remember, last time they played, McBain beat them single-handedly, and hopefully they can do that again.
The game started out great for the Ramblers, allowing a lead 14-7 at half. However, the Everett Wildcats showed up to this fight. They pulled away and won the game 34-31, and this ended the undefeated season of the Rona Ramblers.
It sure was a tough way to end an undefeated season. I mean, you went against a team that you absolutely smoked in the regular season, and then you go into the playoffs. I mean, they did have 3 weeks without playing a game, which I can understand how that can affect how a team plays, how all that other stuff too. But that would make the Rona Ramblers one of the only 3 teams that have ever gone undefeated in the regular season for McBain. Obviously, the 2020 team was one of them, but then the other team, before this, the most recent one was in 2000, where they made it all the way to the regional finals, but they lost to, I'm pretty sure, Iron Mountain or so. And then the other team that went undefeated is probably everyone knows them, the 1993 team that went to the state championship.
However, they also lost.
Yeah, they lost 0-7 to Mendon.
I know that one of those seasons we made it to the state championship, but it's still impressive for the Ramblers to make it that far. I believe the Ramblers definitely were capable of making the championship that in 2020 as well, but they just fell a little bit short.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a bunch of teams also in there that were like full of talent. I mean, I know that I think Beal made it a bit far in the playoffs, but I know one team that made it far that's at least close to us in the playoffs, and that was Cadillac. I'm going to shout out Cadillac. Yeah, there we go. I remember that. That was cool. Shout out to Charlie Owl, too. But yeah, a lot of talent on that 2020 team was lost due to graduation. Great athletes like Katie McGillis, Daniel Rodenbaugh, Derek Camphouse, Tristan McElhaney, Deacon Doty. Is that his last name? Dottie. I'm so sorry, Dottie. That's a cool last name, though. And Austin Ealing. A bunch of just great athletes that were in there, but unfortunately they had their dreams cut short to winning the going far in the playoffs. But I think a lot of them played basketball, right? And our basketball team that year made it pretty far. Pretty sure, right?
Yeah, a lot of them also played basketball. They were just all of them pretty great athletes.
Mm-hmm.
They were just fast, strong, and just naturally gifted. However, this would be the end of the 2020 football team undefeated season, the Rona Ramblers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Thomas Maloney, and with me is
Grayson Guernsey.
And in this episode 4 of Legends of the Game, the Rona Ramblers.
Dude, we should have made that longer.